welcome, wonderful people of Go Mode Podcast to Link to the Past Randomizer Mentor Tournament 2022. The final game of the tournament, the Master Sword finals between ProfessorPixie and armlx. This is going to be a standard assured sword. My name is LucienGreeth. I am joined here in the commentary booth by MrAngryPants. How are you doing tonight?
You know, I don't have any complaints. We got a nice race here. We got to wrap up the mentor tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, joining us on comms is Pi. He'll be pressing the buttons for us, reminding us as commentators where things are, because otherwise, we can't be bothered to do that.
The true hero.
But we will be kicking off things here momentarily. Be going through the standard opening, so the good old Rescue Princess Zelda, go through the escape, out into the world.
Yeah, we're gonna have about 6 or so minutes of good solid execution, and I'm sure whoever comes out first will have an insurmountable lead.
Yeah, that's the saying among Rando players: as goes escape, so goes the game. Ooh, someone's playing with the Twilight Princess MSU, I can tell right off the bat.
Well, I'm glad one of us knew that, because I haven't played that game in quite a long time.
Yeah, the song here is Midna's Lament, which I think is an all-time great Zelda song, in a series with all-time great music.
Yeah, that's the truth. I think being able to get to use these MSUs in the restreams has been a really entertaining part of enjoying the races.
We got the map check from, is it armlx? Is that how it's pronounced?
I believe it's armlx. I don't believe there's pauses in it, but I could be wrong.
In any case, we got a map check from him. Showed us that Eastern Palace is a crystal, and Desert Palace is green pendant, and Hera is a not green pendant. But looking over the challenge, the road these two have had to the finals here. One second, let me pull that up. ProfessorPixie going through Galderan, Tails Korra, and Confucius Prime. Going 2-0 in all those except round 1. Meanwhile, armlx has gone up against Mikenekopi here. Also, Niobium Narwhal and Markham.
armlx actually went up against Nira Light Nightshade and Green Marco.
Yeah, I guess I must have misread that. That's my bad.
No worries.
I followed your track.
Yep. Yeah. No, he had a good solid run to get here. But I did notice we've gotten a pack of bombs early on, so that means we don't have to worry about any of the prize packs. And you can never go wrong with the lamp. The lamp's just it's nice and cozy.
Yeah, lamp's one of those things. Once you get to a certain point, it's not something you actively seek out, but it's never unwelcome. Alright, so Pixie coming out of escape or the ball and chain fight a little quicker.
Yeah, that's probably mostly due to the map check, I think. We'll see how long before Pixie does a map check once getting through Sanctuary.
Yeah, with that lamp, we're just a single item from Logical Aga Access now.
That is true. We just need the cape or another sword, and Aga might be required.
You gotta love it. Getting every ounce out of the last game of this tournament.
Yeah, we can only hope that if egg is required, Pyramid Fairy is also required, so you can use the shortcut.
Fortunately for the racers, there is a lot of world to explore before having to worry about Aga. Yeah, so going through the escape with Zelda, and we'll see what this he's got for us.
Now, I have to admit, I wasn't quite paying attention to all the checks so far, but I'm not sure if we've seen the map yet or not.
I don't believe we have. But with the Bag of Escape coming up here, if we don't see it here, I think maybe the players have been paying more attention than me.
Well, I know our tracker has. The map was in the boomerang check.
Yeah, see, that's what we have the tracker for.
That is right.
Oh, some generous rats there. All right,
Yeah.
nice little. Okay, sorry.
I was going to say, never going to complain about snagging a blue mail early, especially when you're still stuck on 3 hearts.
Yeah, especially if a game kind of railroads you into an early Dark World play.
Yeah, we all know that blue armor is great, but there's nothing worse than having to do a death warp when you're at about 8 hearts with red mail.
Yeah, that is a rough one. In my opinion, the best Hyrule Field theme of the entire franchise. As a lifelong trumpet player, I am a sucker for anything brass heavy.
Well, I agree. You can't go wrong with this music. Looks like our tier 2 tree pole was 5 rupees, and we have a glove on the ledge.
Oh, Aga, you sly devil. Yeah, so it is looking like it's going to be an Aga seed.
Yeah, we can guarantee that. I think the question will be where the other glove is. Like, will that be our logically required or our logical first glove, or will we find another one?
Feels like this one's shaped up to be a good one.
And speaking of red mail, we find it at the mushroom spot.
Yeah, sorry.
I was gonna say we also have plenty of money for the bottle vendor, so shouldn't leave too many stones unturned here in Kakariko.
Yeah, that red mail is gonna leave him nice and comfy for the seed.
And if I'm not mistaken, it looked like the tier 1 tree pole might be a big fat nothing.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. Oh, there's our access. So if you wanted to be super bold for any particular reason, you could just beeline Naga from here.
I think if you find an early mirror I'm not hating that play. I don't like it too much with without the mirror, but you find an early mirror, maybe you find find a hammer. I think that's a very viable play where you can get a lot of checks done very efficiently.
It definitely is spicy. I tend to be pretty skittish, although that's when I don't know if Aga is required. Knowing that Aga is hard required, going for other. Well, that answers your question from earlier.
It sure does. Boy, we can actually wait a little while on that Aga.
I'll disregard all my stuff then.
I still say if we find an early mirror, I would not hate Russian Aga, knowing you're going to get your mitts out of that deal.
Yeah, having early access to mitts definitely clears up a lot of routing snares. Oh, if only that book had shown up a little earlier, we could have scouted pedestal.
Oh, true. Yeah, I was just about to say. I think an early book is better than a late book, but no book is the best because reading's for nerds.
Yeah, that's why we rely on the tracker so much as commentators. Like we can't bother read things. All right, Kakariko's all cleared up, heading south for an ice rod on race game.
That's it's always good to find early, even if you don't need it.
And just that armlx catches up a few seconds there by not scouting the race game ahead of time.
Yeah, I believe it is around a 5-second time save. I think I heard. Maybe someone in chat can give me the specifics, but I think it was something along the lines of 9 seconds to just go get it versus about 14 or 15 to spy it and then go back and take it if you need to get it.
I'll defer to you on that. I've never timed it.
Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, that was something that one of my mentors, John Snew, told me while we were going through some practice. So it's a tactic he employs often. And there's that early mirror.
God, what is going on? We're pretty much in a dead heat here.
Yeah, they are neck and neck.
My views on race game, it usually depends on how generous CAC was in my run through. Like if I end up picking up a lot of items from CAC, I usually tend to scout the game.
Yeah, and here with armlx, he's doing the dam into Agina, which is another move I picked up from John. I believe armlx may have also been mentored by John at some point in the tournament. Since you're already at the dam, you have I think it's only like 30 more seconds to make it to Agina's cave. And if you have the book like he does, that makes it even better because then you can go in and at least check out Desert and see if maybe you can pop an item or two out of it.
Yeah, and since it's a pendant, odds are pretty likely we won't be coming back, so you can basically just cut off this entire portion of the map.
Yeah, and even if we do need to come back, odds are Meyer's going to be a crystal with 2 pendants in the light world. So we know where mitts are. We have the mirror. Really easy to get back if you feel you need to. Um, I do want to point out too. We had Pixie did pull a bow out of Mini Moldorm Cave, so that is a good find for her. And as Huffpuff's pointing out in chat, that is Eastern fully in logic.
Yeah, at this point, I feel there's as long as the game's kind of still giving you stuff to do, I don't think there's any immediate need to rush Aga. Aga right now is kind of when you feel like it play.
Yeah, Mitz is gonna lock some things, um, but there's a lot you can do without them. So
So I see we got everything up to Hera on Death Mountain available, but not East Death Mountain.
yeah, it looks like it was bombs on the torch for desert, and I believe armlx might have pulled the other item out. But I was watching Pixie's screen at that time, and armlx is going to the back for that green pendant. So gonna pull that green pendant and probably, I would imagine, head over to the eastern area.
Yeah, the only unfortunate part of that is if he decides to go Eastern before South Shore.
Yeah, very true. I would imagine a mini Moldorm cave and into Ice Rod Cave check first, and then head over there.
Because if he picks up that bow from Mini Moldorm, he'll be golden on this route to just clear it up all up in one go. I believe this is Arbiter's Grounds. I'm a huge fan of the Twilight Princess soundtrack.
Without much magic, I think we're going to see a lot of spinning here from armlx on Landmo.
Ooh, there's a hammer at Eastern.
Oh, that's a good find. I was actually just thinking if a hammer had popped up before going into Eastern, that would have that might have enticed me to do Aga, so I could loop in Eastern and Pod. And armlx finishing off Landmo for a map and the green pendant. And we have Pixie pulling a heart piece out of the big key chest in Eastern.
Yeah, so we'll see with that green pendant, because if that green pendant is something big, that could definitely swing some momentum Armalex's way.
Yeah, I believe it'll be quite a while before Pixie makes it over that way with access to all of Light Death Mountain. Finding that hammer now.
Oh, no, he's going east.
Yeah, well, we'll see if armlx just does Saha's Closet and leaves the front of Eastern here.
That's a very nice magic refill.
And Green Pendant turns out to be just a handful of sticks.
And Link's like, I don't know what to do with these.
All right, Pixie set up for the quick kill, gets the 5 shots to the right, and finishes it out for 20 bucks. Nothing like stealing Armos's lunch money.
I was like when with either Helma or Armos Knights, when you kill them, they drop arrows. Just like, here, have them back.
That's always really kind of nice, especially if you're go moding a bunch of stuff. But armlx did not fall to the siren song of the front of Eastern, and will probably feel a little bit bad when he gets his bow from, I believe, the thief here.
Yeah, imagine probably course correction here and goes back to Eastern. After Ice Rock Cave.
It is 20 bucks to feed a lot of mouths. There's a question in chat if the Armos Knights get their lunch money individually or all together.
I'm just picturing like an old like sitcom style house where like all the Armos Knights are like brothers, and I don't know. It's a really dumb idea I just had.
You know, I was actually just thinking there's a very rarely used glitch. Rarely in the fact that I've never seen it done, but it's the shake state save where you it allows you to access the lumberjack check early by beating the Armos Knights when it is falling, like when the final Armos Knight is falling down and shaking the screen. If you kill it while the screen is still shaking, there is a way that you can, without boots, go over to the lumberjack tree after you beat Aga. Well, you have to have beaten Aga previously, but you head over there, and if you just stand next to the tree, it will open up for you, and you can go get the prize.
Man, if either of these players actually employ that glitch, because this feels like the seed to throw that into action.
Yeah, it's looking like not. It's looking because you have I don't believe you can carry it through the Aga fight, but maybe you can. I was reading about it recently, but I've never actually tried it in practice.
Ooh, paging Leoria, pendant pod.
And Pixie just narrowly missing the very verbose purple ball or pink ball.
That's the most annoying NPC. Alright, going to Hera, and we'll see if Professor Pixie... After this, assuming no major developments, Pixie would be all clear to go for Aga. And, it's either that or Desert.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think unless the Moon Pearl is up here on the mountain, or sorry, unless the Moon Pearl is on Pyramid Ledge, it's going to be up here on the mountain. So I would imagine, and once they get that Moon Pearl, they'll have Pixie will have Dark World access, and could conceivably delay Aga even longer. But I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I forgot Pixie picked up the hammer, so the East Death Mountain is also on the plate. Yeah, this is maximum defense and just about as good a sword as you can ask for. And Lantern, this is a nice cozy seed, all things considered.
Yeah, we have powder, which is probably my favorite safety item. It's a might be a toss up between that and half magic, but powder's really nice.
Like gold sword, like it's one of those things. Like you're never gonna like get upset about finding, but at the same time, I don't think most players actively seek it out. Like you're not gonna be turning up chests in the top of Ganon's Tower looking for a golden sword.
No, it is absolutely not worth it for the very minor time save it provides.
Now, doing some extra digging for a tempered sword on your way up Ganon's Tower, yeah, that's always a decent investment time. I've been bailed out by it once or twice.
Yeah, no, it's if I'm definitely if I'm climbing the tower and I don't have tempered, I'm going to be checking every chest I can. And it looks like we have armlx doing a slightly different variation of the Armos quick kill. And just misses it, but makes quick work of that last Armos Knight.
I think that's the old NMG strat.
I believe you are correct, yes.
Alright, our Armorlight's likely heading up the mountain now.
And there's the Moon Pearl in Paradox Cave. Could be the top, could be the bottom. I'll let you decide that.
For no one knows. Alright, so that gives us Dark World access through... Well, you can do it through CAC by cutting through Lost Woods, or you can do it from the swamp.
Yeah, we have the better or the best of the three possible Dark World access methods. A little interesting, Pixie's deciding to come over here to CAC. I'm a big fan of if you're going to save and quit back to Link's house. Check check Hype Cave, and then you can always save and quit again to head back to Sank and go into Village of Outcast.
Yeah, I'm similar. I usually like to, if I have gloves and hammer for my Dark World access, I like to do swamp. I can also do bombos in this setup. I usually like to do all the South Dark World checks since usually I would kind of do that in the hopes I find mitts, but we know where mitts are.
Yeah, that's if you don't know where mitts are, it can be really great to find them down in the South Dark World to work your way from south to north. Can make for really efficient checks, especially if you already have that mirror and can hit K45, hit bombos and K45 on the way there.
Alright, so first Dark World done. I didn't have my mic on. I've been talking to nobody. First Dark World dip, we're going to go ahead and do Skull Woods, which I usually do when you get that Dark World access from CAC.
Yeah, looks like Pixie's gonna steal the key to make the front checks a little easier, and it looks like armlx is he gonna go deeper into the tower here? Looks like no. He will take the one item and leave.
Ooh, that's bold. I like it. Definitely playing for density, but yeah, when I'm of the opinion sometimes when your back is to the wall in terms of available checks, I don't usually like leaving stones unturned.
Yeah, and it could be too that armlx might be feeling he pulled nothing out of desert and doesn't want to risk a full clear of a second pendant dungeon.
Ooh, almost got bumped to the wall master there.
To answer a question in chat, I am of the mindset that nothing useful should ever be on PED. It is a silly place, and I never want to see it when I race, so I never wish for any other racers to ever have to see it.
But what better way to close out a major tournament than an Oopsal Dungeon seed?
Yeah, that would be quite the Oopsal dungeon.
That'd be so poetic for the final game of this tournament.
I did now that we did find the Moon Pearl in a not very terrible location. I did kind of think up like what would the worst place be and where I absolutely would not want to see it, and it could have been possible that Moon Pearl would have been in Sick Kid having flippers. Uh, that's an interesting check. But yeah, if it was possible that the Moon Pearl could have been in Checkerboard Cave, if the flute and the boots had been on the mountain.
That's always a good one. That's probably the most obnoxious Pearl location. Looks like armlx is having second thoughts about leaving Hera behind.
Yeah, that is an interesting one. I mean, if it comes out to be something, all the better. But it's it's going to end up being a time loss, regardless, because he was in here earlier, and could have done it at that point.
I need to replay Twilight Princess. I might just like do a full marathon of all the Zelda games.
I believe you would be playing for quite a while. Are we up to, isn't there something like 12 or 13 of them?
Probably. I just like imagining like obviously, my quote unquote expertise, let's use that term loosely, is in Link to the Past. And so I'm just imagining like I'll be playing on stream, just like struggling with Zelda 1, struggling with Zelda 2, just bulldoze Link to the Past, and then struggle with Ocarina because I barely play it.
And we had armlx get 5-holed by Moldorm and falls down 2 floors.
Yeah, Moldrum strikes. that says, on the subject of the Zelda series as a whole, I will get on my soapbox and say that the Oracle games are the most underrated in the franchise.
I will admit I am not too well versed in many of the Zelda games past A Link to the Past.
It's a pretty fun series, I think. Most of the time.
Right, we have Professor Pixie. She is in the attic of Thieves Town and pulls Samaria out of there. That's going to be something we'll need.
Oh, this is a check we haven't seen yet. So, depending on what's here, this could be pretty advantageous for armlx.
That is very true. I know in both of my games with armlx, I was burned on hookshot in Spike Cave. This time just turns out to be 5 rupees, and armlx will now make his way to Village of Outcasts.
Man, every single guard in Hyrule is on armlx right there. Ooh,
And
go on, sorry.
I was just going to say the small key was in the maiden cell, so Pixie will head over and check the big chest for the boots.
Oh boy,
that's a good find. That might make the Aga play now happen a lot sooner. But we do have the pet play coming for armlx, or the pet check rather. I don't hate it if you've taken the time to do 2 pendants already. And it's just a vanilla sword.
go for it. I disagree with chat. Twilight Princess is. I'm not sure if I would say it's the best overall Zelda soundtrack. I still think it's Ocarina, but it is a damn good Zelda soundtrack.
And with that, Pixie finishes out the blind fight, collects another crystal, bringing her crystal count up to 2.
Yeah, so I'd imagine with boots in hand, I imagine the Aga fight's going to be sooner than later for Pixie.
Yeah, I think I agree. I would actually even hazard doing. Fine to check the magic bat here, but after that, I would save and quit because there's only 3 other checks coming up in South Dark World that are not locked by the mitts, and you could do those while toting around the bullfrog. So we'll see what she decides to do here.
Yeah, it's our good friend Jeremiah. But Jeremiah is going to be staying put for the time being.
Yeah, it looks like Pixie's gonna do the dig game. We can only hope it's just a couple.
I imagine from the perspective of the NPC, like, you're behind some, like, small rocks, like, heavy small rocks, but, like, you just, like, watch Link run past, you're like, hey, help me out. I can't let the rocks, man, sorry.
I mean, he is a bullfrog. He could jump, can he?
Yes. Like, well, They're like knee high.
All right, Pixie continues the South Dark World checks. Oh, I did forget that I believe Shovel was in Skull Woods, so that is another check that can be done here.
Yeah, I think Shovel was the big key chest. Ooh, there's our half magic.
Yeah, spud that half magic up there. Armlx doesn't have the cape, but we'll probably get it before too long. And Armlx continuing on to North Dark World. I think that's probably. Oh, Flute is in K45. That is a good find for Pixie. She has gotten all the movement items and inches closer to go mode.
Yeah, speaking to the sea, like Armlux is being thorough. It's just like every call has been going Pixie's way.
Yeah, sometimes it is just that way where the progression is always in front of one player.
Yeah, like all the stuff Armlux has been doing is like, they're all sensible, reasonable plays. It's just it have not been panning out for him.
Yeah, and now doing the long slog back back to Village of Outcast. Yeah, I didn't hate the check to Graveyard Ledge because once you get boots, you know you're going to have mitts, and that means the boots checks are going to be done from the light world, so you're never going to be closer to Graveyard Ledge than you are at that point. Pixie doing the Bombos check for the Fire Rod. So now...
Go, sorry.
I was going to say now Pixie has Ice Palace in Logic, has Misery Mire in Logic once Aga is done and the mitts are collected, and we also have, if I'm not mistaken, we have TR in Logic. Well, we will need the medallions. I take that back. Other than getting into the dungeons, they're in Logic.
Yeah, it's in a weird sense the word, like in terms of functionality, I guess that's a vanilla Bombos tablet.
Yeah, it's like the Diet Coke of Bombos.
Yeah, great value Bombos. It's like a generic store brand Bombos.
Yes. Armlx pulling the cape out of Magic Bat. Pixie checked Bonk Rocks for a whole lot of nothing. And going to activate that flute.
Oh god! So the flute from Kakariko started playing on Armlx's side as soon as Professor Pixie triggered the flute activation. So for a second my wires got crossed there. All right, looks like Pixie's making the dive to Aga.
That makes perfect sense. You're at the point now where mitts is gonna matter. I think. I mean, we have to start finding those coins and in that hook shot sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and where you can do some perfectly good crystal dungeons, or you can go to a pendant dungeon.
Yeah, I would anticipate Pixie will get the mitts here off of Lumberjack, and then I would imagine go to Ice Palace because fully clearable crystal, and if you don't get anything there, you're pretty much. I mean, her options at that point would be Hookless Swamp, Pendant Pod, or Pendant Desert.
You gotta go for the memes and go for pendant pod.
I mean, I'd go for the density too to go for Pendant Pod.
Yeah, yeah. If we find progression in pendant pod, we gotta let Leoria know.
And we have John Snow in chat pointing out that getting those mitts with the flute gives Pixie very fast access back to Skullwoods, which is another clearable crystal for her too.
Yeah, and she hasn't scouted not lumberjack, bumper ledge too, so be able to pick up that half magic pretty easily. So everything's just falling pretty neatly in place for Pixie.
Yeah, she has had quite the route going on for this race here. And Pixie is just about to enter into the Aga fight. We can only hope there are very few blue balls.
Or all the blue balls, either or.
And we have armlx is going through checks we had seen previously, heading down to the basement. Will be getting his boots here quite soon in the big chest. And then will be close to being tied up, or will once beating blind will be tied up on crystals with Pixie.
Now, if armlx pulls the trigger on that Aga fight, could catch him up on a bit of time.
Yeah, that definitely can. He'll need to get to that to K45 though soon to get that flute to really at least even sorry, I was just seeing all these blue balls we're experiencing, but to even up the movement advantage that Pixie has over him right now.
And Aga is in no mood to let this go quickly.
Nope. There's a lot of blue balls happening here. I picked 0 because I don't like to count, so I'm going to let chat do the counting for me.
If it's more than one, the answer is too many.
And we have Pixie getting the Ether coin off of Pyramid Ledge while armlx goes to do the dig game. And we have chat confirming Huffpuff tells us there were 7 blue balls in that fight. That's gross.
armlx is turning his nose up at that heart container, so probably speaks to... Yeah, he's probably feeling some pressure.
Yeah, and I also know armlx is quite skilled at lower percent fights, and I think with red mail, what is that? 9 hearts, I think. Oh, the counting's hard. Let me hold on here. Yep, I was right. It was 9 hearts. It legitimately took me that long to count, mostly because my eyes are bad.
It's like for some reason, like I count stuff for a living, but like counting hearts in the middle of a random race is like, that's tough.
But I was saying, our armlx, I know has some good skills with lower percent fights, but I'm sure he feels very comfortable with tempered sword, 9 hearts, red mail, powder, and 1 bottle. And armlx here, about to find out that the hype cave does not live up to its name once again.
I would say, when does it?
Not often. That's for sure. We have Pixie going back through to go kill Mothula in Skull Woods.
Yeah, 11 hearts, red mail. I think she can pull it off.
Oh, for sure. And I'm almost positive the 1 bottle they have came pre-filled with the green goo or the Mountain Dew or your flavor of green beverage.
I can only think of green Kool-Aid, which I don't even know what flavor green is.
And armlx finding his fire rod, collecting essentially on the same route that Pixie went for the South Dark World checks, and see where he heads to next.
I don't see that strategy very often. That's cool.
Which strategy was that?
Using either in that lamp room to kill the Gibdos.
Oh yes, I'm a big fan of using ether in that room.
It's 4 slashes from the Tempered Sword, and Moth is dead.
That was a very clean moth fight. And it looks like armlx is doing a little bit more overworld here, given the man under the bridge a check and is rewarded with a mostly vanilla blue bottle.
And it's just filled with the water from right outside where he's at.
And Pixie learns that she will probably never be coming back to that pedestal. As armlx heads into the castle to take care of Aga on his side.
I believe we've only seen 1 item from Skullwood, so Pixie will go check that big chest with the key she got from Moth. Or maybe she's been counting items. Or no, never mind, she's just gonna bomb jump.
And gets a heart container.
Not bad. And then from here, she'll likely go to, I keep saying lumberjack, bumper ledge.
Yeah, I think probably I would imagine bumper ledge over to graveyard ledge, and we'll do King's Tomb too. She'll grab the oh no. Oh no, she already did. My apologies. She already did lumberjack. I thought, which I just missed that. But yes, go over to do graveyard and into King's Tomb.
And maybe finish out. She hasn't done the mushroom turn yet, has she?
I don't believe so, but that's would be much faster to flute unless she wants to carry it all the way to catfish.
Yeah, that's what I had in mind. Because from catfish, you can also mirror and do waterfall and Zora.
That is true, but she left her portal up on graveyard ledge, so I think having flute and mitts from here, a flute to the mire area would be pretty nice. I think check what well, we get the mushroom tuna, but flute to the mire area, you can check the medallion needed, and you'll get 3 fresh checks you hadn't seen before.
Technically vanilla music.
Yeah, and there, after turning in the mushroom that had just some more sticks on it, we're in the mire area as armlx gets into his 7 blue ball Aga 1 fight.
Meanwhile, Pixie has full reign of Mizumire.
And finds a Bombos. Getting closer to having everything she needs.
At this point, I'd say, without knowing what TR's medallion is, we're a hook shot away from go mode.
Yeah, I think if I were playing this one, I would be acting like I have the coins I need, and I would be looking for hookshot. As soon as I found that, I would treat myself as in mostly go mode.
Yeah, so now the big old question is, where is that hook shot?
Boy, it can essentially be anywhere. Yeah, it as long as we have the medallion for TR, it could be anywhere other than the back of Swamp.
Yeah, so could be a while, could be pretty soon. Who knows?
Regardless of of where it is, I think the correct play is to prioritize your clearable crystals, which Pixie has essentially everything except for Swamp Palace, and of course we have a Godmire when you still need to find at least one item.
Yeah, I can't remember who gave me the advice, but if you pick up, even if you're still hunting for items, if you pick up a Godmire, best to just follow through, because you're going to have to kill Vitreous eventually anyway, and then you can come back in for the second item.
Yeah, no, I think taking the Godmire in this case would not be a bad play at all. You will get, like you said, you have to kill him anyways. You get one check one check out of the way, and the time to come back in is not very. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to get back in and do those checks.
I want to say it was either like Other Tom or Structural Mike who threw the idea. I mean, I've been following it ever since. And let's say we play this route to its logical conclusion, and Bookshot is in Swamp. Like, that's not one of those. That's one of those things. Like, the location's so wonky. Like, you can't even really be mad because you can probably safely assume your opponent's been followed the same route.
Yeah, I think doing a hookless swamp when you have an ice palace, a misery mire, a T and a TR, and on armlx's side a Skullwoods that you can beat that has items left. You'd have to be really gambling to make that play.
Yeah, if I lost because my opponent dipped hookless swamp super early, that's a oh well kind of moment.
And armlx wraps up the Zora area for a whole lot of nothing. I believe you got the blue boomerang there for $500. Pixie heading down to the basement, about halfway to Vitreous here, with Tempered Sword and a cape or Burna should not cause any issues.
Now you can cape dash to the eyes. You can. That'd probably be the fastest way to go about it.
Yeah, I think throwing on the cape and dashing, or throwing on Burna and doing a bunch of laggy slashes, or the cape and doing slashes. That also works.
I've had a couple times, usually with the gold sword, where I managed to actually kill Vitreous before phase 2 starts because of the position I'm in.
Yeah, every once in a while you can make that happen if you can hit that big eye enough times.
I usually only ever pull it off when I have the gold sword. And I think we still have one item in Mire, if my count was right.
I have a hard enough time counting when I'm running my own race. I'm going to rely on you and our tracker for that.
Oh, that is misplaced faith, my friend. On me. The tracker's great.
armlx has collected his Titan's mitts and has let out the bird, and looks to be heading into Skullwoods to finish out Mothula. We also have Pixie has decided to dip Desert after the Mire play. We know there's really just hot garbage in here, including the green pendant, because armlx did that for us very early on.
Yeah, we'll see if Pixie just takes the items and runs, or she'll make the green pendant play. I think having the mirror and everything, I'll probably put off Lambo until I absolutely have to.
Yeah, I wouldn't if I hadn't been in here at this point, I wouldn't have come in here now with the flute, the mirror, and the mids. It's so fast to just come back if you need to. But Pixie takes your advice and leaves Landmo and heads to Ice Palace, it looks like.
Yeah, with so much still on the table, there's just not a whole lot of tactical advantage to pushing the Lambo fight at this point. Okay, so I was right about Meyer.
Yep, we got confirmation that there is one item that Pixie left in Meyer as armlx gets into his Moth fight, and Moth just hugging those spikes, but he gets the kill.
To which I'll say for vindication's sake, like I was totally counting. I was 100% certain of what I was saying.
And first check in Ice Palace is just a heart container.
Alright, setting up. Well, gonna hit that switch first, then go for the icebreaker.
Yeah, in this instance, I'm not a huge fan of hitting the switch. I think it'll only pay off if you get the other two items early. But I guess with one item, it's one less you have to find elsewhere.
Yeah, I know there's scenarios where it's better to not hit the switch, but I don't know what those are. And the one time I tried not hitting the switch, it burned me pretty badly. So I'm superstitious about that.
Yeah, I think if I'm trying to think, if you're in just go mode, hitting the switch is what you want to do. Otherwise, I think if that Pengator chest is the big key, you might be okay. No, you don't want to hit the switch if it's the big key, because I don't remember. I'm sure someone in chat will know. Where's John at? John will tell me all the Ice Palace logic.
Save us, John.
Freezor chest is just a map, and Pixie remembers there is no hookshot, so you must bomb down to the big chest.
Yeah,
For the compass.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like realizing 3 seconds too late when you jump down the wrong hole without a hookshot.
But Pixie's still on the hunt for more items, and this is the example of why you would not want to hit the switch, because you have to drop down, climb back up, just to get over to that other door. I think there's an instance if you have 2 keys by the time you're to the button chest, I believe you can take the drop down to go to iced tea, and then do the bomb jump back across to get to the Freezor chest. And our tracker pie bringing up the using that bomb jump you can bomb jump across the pit in the Freezor room to get access to iced tea.
I haven't been paying a whole lot of attention. It looks like there hasn't really been much value in Ice Palace.
Nope. I believe there's an item on the boss here, but other than that, it's been a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, and so the hunt continues.
In fact, armlx just pulled out the bombs I had missed in Big Key Chest, and there was that heart container in the first chest, the Pengator chest.
Yep, that's crystal number 5. Yeah, 5 for Pixie.
Yes. Have counted and confirmed. Yeah, so you see here the route that armlx is taking. This is the one where you drop down, and you'll be, because he has the extra key, he'll be able to run south here and go through the locked door, and get to iced tea. So this is a little faster routing than what Pixie ended up doing.
Okay.
We have Pixie going to get her second bottle from the hobo. Yeah, armlx will come back up, then he'll hit the button and go through the door to the left, and that should put him in the freezer room where he'll bomb jump to.
And from here, I wonder if you... Looks like Pixie's going to be heading up to Zora.
Yep, that looks she's gonna go pay a whole lot of money for the boomerang.
And then from there, I'm wondering... I feel like Mountain would be the play after that. Dark Death Mountain?
Yeah, it's either that or you dip Pendant Pod. Yeah, Pendant Pod or a Hookless Swamp.
I would... Unless either player's feeling particularly spicy, I imagine Hookless Swamp would be the last location.
I agree. I think I actually would I think going up and doing Dark Death Mountain with the anticipation that you have the medallion you need to beat it is the best play, because you're going to get 3 checks on Dark Death Mountain, 4 for Pixie, because there's Spike Cave that she hasn't done. Plus, you get the 5 checks in TR and the 1 in Mimic Cave.
Oh yeah, we also got Smith Chain.
And
oh, sorry.
Yeah, where is? Oh, Pixie's gonna do Big Bomb.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
To answer a question in chat, Huffpuff was asking, was talking about the left to right bomb jump in the freezer room. It is a fairly forgiving setup. If you know the spin setup for pits, you just do it near the top of. So you're on the left hand side of the pit, but you're close to the top of it, and just at the at the edge of the pit, and then you just drop a bomb and you get knocked across.
But yeah, the odds being in our favor. I like the TR gamble.
Yeah, I think. I mean, the big bomb. It's not a bad option. You get a much discounted boomerang.
It's a cheaper, better boomerang.
I am a fan of both boomerangs. They both serve separate but equal parts.
I gotta take the long way around.
Yep, it is the long slog here. I almost wonder if it might be worth it for Pixie to have done a Spike Cave there, but probably doesn't really matter. We have armlx making his way into Mire. We'll see if armlx decides to do the full clear of mire, or not.
Time to find out if we're 1 or 2 items away from go mode. All right, just 1.
Yep, we just need that hook shot.
Now, if it's in mire, if it's the other mire item, that is a pretty big swing to armlx's side for momentum.
I would definitely agree with that. I think when you leave a check like that, you intend it to be the last location, but we have armlx taking advantage of that godmire, or as John called it, the hovers godmire. And at the same time, we have Pixie doing the quick check of Super Bunny. I like the quick check of Super Bunny and the bonkable chest in Hookshot Cave. If you find your hookshot there, then you're in go mode and you can get away with skipping some stuff.
Yeah, it can definitely be a lot more lax, especially with Tempered Sword. Oh, womp womp.
But I guess on the bright side, you got the heart you're going to lose by falling.
Oh, and the hookshot legend lives on.
Yeah. I think with armlx taking advantage of this godmire, I think he goes back in and gets the items out of it. That also plays in with how thoroughly he's been routing, and that was a pretty good NMG style fight there for armlx. He had most of those eyes down real quick.
Yeah, very nice.
And an early big key in TR.
And so then on Pixie's side, with generally the closer my back is to the wall in terms of checks, like I don't like, you know, I would check the lava chests. I would not leave any stone unturned.
Yeah, I think you're one item from go mode. You're never going to come back in here. Or more specifically, the time to come back into TR to get a lot of those checks is it's just so long that you're better off just full clearing it and hoping it's in there. Now, Lucien, do you know what the best news about hookshot go mode is?
What's that?
It means we never have to do left side swamp.
But left side swamp is the best.
Unless, of course, hookshot's over there. Then we still have to do it.
But what if the silvers are over there? We need silvers to kill Ganon, don't we?
No.
I would say going into Rando, because I also got my start in this game, mostly in the Mentor Tournament last year. One of my biggest mind-blown moments was finding out you could kill Ganon without the silver arrows. Oh, there it is.
Hookshot and Chain Chomp Room. So that is go mode for ProfessorPixie at 1:17:31.
All right, so that Pixie's on the home stretch now.
Yep, I think we have Pixie has about a half a TR lead right now. We'll see how fast armlx can make it up to that mountain. And he is going independent pod, it looks like.
Don't let your meme stay dreams. Nope, he's reconsidered.
Okay, I do like that play. Yeah, you got a clearable crystal. You should not be. Well, I guess technically he doesn't know it's clearable, but it most likely is. But if you think you have a clearable crystal, you shouldn't be poking around in pendant dungeons.
Don't let your memes stay dreams, I believe, is the tagline, the motto for the Avian Arts tournament we got going on right now. A very inconspicuous and normal randomizer tournament.
Yeah, I remember that started pretty early on in the mentor tournament, I believe.
Yeah, Structural Mike and Homemade Beards kind of woke up and said, like, how can we just make the most obnoxious in the fun way? I'm in that tournament. That is no disrespect there, but like the most like obnoxious game modes ever. And by God, they did it. Obnoxious while still being fun. Like they're just like over the top in terms of the combination of settings they've got going.
Yeah, I from the people I know that have been playing in it, they've liked it. Heard positive things about it.
Yeah, I played most of the qualifiers for that. It's been a fun experiment.
And I think it should be noted too. I haven't heard anything negative about it.
So, homemade beer and instructional Mike, just a couple of mad scientists in a lab creating the Frankenstein's monster that is known as some of these game modes.
And Pixie is able to chase down the anti-fairy to get the health refill, and makes her way into the Trinex fight. Plenty of bottles, plenty of magic, plenty of sword. This should go down pretty easily here.
Yeah, nice and smooth.
We got both heads, or the first two heads down. The third head is about to meet a couple of spins here. And with that, Trinex has been defeated on Pixie's side. That is the 6th crystal.
Yep, and all we've got left is a quick go mode jaunt through Swamp Palace for the Von Crystal.
Yeah, it's always such a nice feeling when you can go mode that.
Yeah, having left side Swampy out of sight, out of mind is always a good feeling.
And armlx gets his go mode at 1:22:05.
So that's about what, 5 minutes?
Yep, it was about 4 minutes 45 seconds, I believe. It is in the realm of possibility that could be GT routing if their routes are very divergent.
Yeah, GT routing, Tordorm doing his thing. And you never really want to see it happen, but there's also the possibility Ganon falls.
Yeah. If you don't have silvers, a Ganon fall late in phase 4 can be a lot of time.
I've been there.
And here we have Pixie into Swamp Palace. I know often when I go mode this dungeon, I muscle memory and go grab that first chest regardless. pull out my bomb, wait for the bomb to blow up, and walk in there. It's a wonderful use of my time.
Oh yeah, I've 100% followed that line of thinking too. In my mind, go mowing swamp is basically just not left side.
Yeah, usually I'll get that one chest, and then I'll remember, so I'll skip the U-turn room and make it to the back. But
Yeah, you open that first chest, you're like, wait, what am I doing?
especially when you see it's nothing but a map. All right, and armlx is on his way to his Trinex fight.
There you go, nice little diver down there.
Yeah, and gets the always loved bug net.
It's the net of Agus Bane.
And skips the waterfall chest.
Imagine being like the most powerful wizard in Hyrule and losing to some kid with a bug catching net.
It happens often in swordless fights.
Like, who would win, the most powerful wizard in all of Hyrule or one net boy?
Well, if I'm the one doing the swordless mode, Aga's got a really good shot. So. All right, and we have Pixie finishing up Swamp Palace there to get a shield and the 7th crystal. I've heard there's a game that some people like to play after 7 crystals have been collected.
Is there? Tell me more.
I believe that game is to rush to Aga Tower as fast as you can so you can beat the wizard to kill the pig.
That sounds a pretty fun game.
But if anyone would care to put a guess as to where the GT big key might be, there are 22 checks, and the key can be in any of them. So enjoy.
I've got a good name for your the first game you described. I will call it Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
It's a pretty good name. I wonder if that's been copywritten.
I think my odds are good.
And we have Power to Mario, who is reminding me that luckily both of our runners have the cape, which puts the tile room into logic.
Yeah, otherwise it's never there. Near Light Shine is, I think, calling to be too much because 22 is always my guess.
Much like Ped Seeds or Blue Balls, I want the number to be as low as possible. I like a small key in Hope Room followed by the big key.
When I'm in the comms booth, I'm a malevolent god.
All right, we have armlx heading to the back here as Pixie is about to open up GT, looking like starting the cutscene at about a 128.01 or so.
I just not quite get all the way through. Looks like he was through. All right, which game? Okay, looks like we're going Hope then full left.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how Pixie. Oh, there's silvers. Well, that makes it a lot easier with one small key.
GG Gannon.
I'm pretty sure armlx does do Hope Room. I'm not sure if he will go full right if there's a key in there. That is my preferred route, but I guess we'll see here in just a couple of minutes. All right, so we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 checks. There's 6 is some bombs. 7 is a small key, and the Stalfos, because they are jerks, get an ether. Pixie making her way down to, I believe this is the map room. And check number 8 is the compass.
Ooh, nice. Nice save there.
Yeah. And heading to Fire Snake room for check 9, I believe.
I like the post Seventh Crystal Darkworld theme for this MSU. I think it's the I know I'm close. It's like the abandoned village or something like that. Deserted village. Anyone who knows White Princess better than me wants to correct me.
As Pixie heads into Rando room. I think that's 10. 11 is red rupees. 12 is the 4th bottle. 13 is another red rupee. We have achieved bottle percent, though.
And the silvers and oh god, sorry.
I was saying, and Huffpuff points out, we also have found the Arrow of Destiny.
Yeah, I was yep, I was just about to say like we find silvers and the single arrow.
All right, looking like we might have about a 4-minute time difference by the time armlx is over there. Rip Bob. And we get a key. That's number 14.
Near a light shine
Here's
check. Oh god, sorry.
15. Sorry, I might have lost count. That might have been 15. I can't remember now.
I think you're right though. One of the games we called, I think the second game we called Mentor Tournament was Big Key, but we got Vanilla Big Key here.
Yep, we have the vanilla big key behind Ice Armos, which was 15 or 16. Which Jeff at 13 is the highest without going over. And we have armlx is going to go full right. Well, he'll at least go to compass room. We'll see if he takes it all the way to the right. As Pixie starts her gauntlet climb. Made it through Mimics 1 and 2.
Yeah, Pixie very firmly ahead here at the end of all things. I wonder if the net what gain or loss in if you go full right as opposed to going hopeful left. I wonder what the net time is on that. It's funny, back when I used to play this game, like back on the Game Boy Advance days, like I think I almost exclusively did full right, but nowadays, like I can count on like one hand number of times I've gone full right in Rando.
Going full right doesn't happen too often. And we have Pixie with Landmo 2 down and a bonk off the door as armlx checks the map check for the compass. A quick Wizrobe 1, and we are on to one of the laser bridges.
And Pixie's having a pretty good gauntlet run too.
Yeah, this is really crisp. Looking real good here. And Pixie lights the last torch and is through. And Pixie ignoring all other checks because all they can have in them is trash.
Yeah, like there's nothing even mildly advantageous.
Taking a fairy for good luck. And on to Moldorm 2 as armlx gets ready to go to Bob's chest and give Ice Armos a fight. And just like that, Moldorm 2 is down. That was a nice Moldorm 2 fight. And stealing Moldorm 2's life savings after murdering him. You deserve it after committing murder, I guess.
So one of the other petty crimes Link commits throughout the game.
Lots and lots of breaking and entering.
Destruction of property.
And armlx has found the big key and is making his way up the tower now. As Pixie fights Aga 2, that I believe is 4 hits now. Yep, it was a 2-2-2 for Pixie. That was a very crisp Aga 2 fight and tower climb in general.
All right, time for the final Ganon fight of the Mentor Tournament.
Yeah, I think chat's mentioning some Ganon fall, and I believe we might need multiple Ganon falls at this point. I think armlx probably still has about 5 to 6 minutes to finish the climb here. Well, probably about 4 minutes now. Pixie equipping that cape, but not before giving Ganon a little bit of a hug. And I believe should be through phase 2. Yep, into phase 3. Oh, you're taking another hug, though.
Now with Red Mail, you can give Ganon many hugs.
Yeah, red mail and about 15 hearts, I think. But Ganon taking his sweet time teleporting around. And Pixie does miss the torch glitch, but with Silver's, I believe still has a blue potion. This should not be any trouble here.
Yeah, no problem at all.
There's the third hit. We're just looking for one more. And there it is. And Pixie giving a wide berth to not fall over that ledge before that bridge appears.
All right, and with that, Professor Pixie is the Master Sword champion for the Metro Tournament. She joins DDR Kirby as the Gold Sword champion. Yeet BBX as the Tempered champion. And Huffpuff 1337 as the Fighter Sword champion. Get your GGs in the chat.
Professor Pixie finished with an official race room time for racetime.gg of 1:38:45. And we have been joined by Professor Pixie in the booth here. GG's Professor Pixie.
Oh, thank you. That was fun.
That was a fun seed.
What's that? All three of them were agassides?
I believe that is correct. Yes.
That just means that Rando likes you.
In case you didn't get enough castle fun, here's some more.
So, what are your general thoughts? First on this seed, in the race.
If it had been Meyer, I would have been boned.
Yeah, we had thought about that. He's up until the very end there almost. It's like, ooh, it's starting to look a little dicey.
Yeah, it's like, I'm thinking, if it's Meyer, I'm kind of just done. Because I'm not going back in there.
All right, we do have armlx fighting Aga too, and just wrapping up, and on his way to fight Ganon here.
Well, that's.
But yeah, a lot of the seeds progression kind of just fell into place neatly for you.
It was just one after another, basically.
Yeah, we ended up getting some divergence between you and armlx, and the progression was where you happened to be going.
Yeah, I was find the boots, and I'm like, I'm gonna continue this loop, and then do Aga.
We have armlx is in phase 2 of Ganon now, threw on the cape, and is getting in plenty of slashes. And he's into phase 3. So, Pixie, do you have any thoughts on the Mentor tournament as a whole?
Really good in terms of when I signed up for, learning more about just getting better at the game in general. The movement, the routing.
Oh no!
Oh, we have a Ganon fall on armlx's side.
Ooh.
Right as he was starting phase 4, undeterred, he is heading back up to give the pig another go.
Yeah, while we're on the subject of the Mentor tournament experience, as we wrap up the tournament here, just for the 4th year running, just a huge thank you to Tim, Dante, Herfy, and Axial, who was the host when the tournament started. What the service this tournament provides to the community is invaluable, and I don't think it's an experience you find in any other fandom out there.
armlx is back in the Ganon fight, on to phase 2. On to phase 3 already.
Quick.
gets his silver arrows readied and has 4 slashes in. And the first silver shot. And there's the second silver shot. Gets another slash. Doesn't quite get the third one before the lights go out. Third shot is a hit. And finally, we have the fourth shot. Armlx also giving a nice wide berth before the 1x3 bridge shows up. Go ahead and get your GGs in chat for Armlx, coming in second place in the Go Mode Podcast Mentor Tournament Master Sword bracket. Armlx finishes with an official race time of 1:44:59.
And we are joined in chat by armlx. GG.
GG's, Armlx.
Jeez. Yeah, that was yeah. Did not feel good about that one from the start, and nothing really changed to make it that much better.
Yeah, right before you finished, we were talking to Pixie that both of you had some good bit of divergence throughout, and the progression fell in the path that Pixie took. And it's the way Rando is sometimes.
Yeah, I was thinking after the fact about whether I should have, instead of just doing the default, like, check dam, do all the stuff, like, maybe I should have put off the desert area so I don't get sucked into a pendant dungeon, or, like, I could have hula-hand to get to Zora money, but then I'm doing that without a way to, like, water walk into Waterfall Ferry, which is kind of dicey, so, like, I wasn't quite sure what the opening I was supposed to have done there was, but yeah, kind of dicey. And I think that, like, once I check, green pendant there, I'm priced into turning that into Saha basically as fast as possible to see if I got anything. And then from there it was just, minus the Ganonfall. I think like that and getting center hold by Moldorm was about the time difference.
Yeah, center hold by Moldorm is always it always feels bad.
Yeah, I've been doing that a lot lately and should probably stop doing that a lot.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I've had I've been calling him the Moldor yips lately, where for some reason he's just knocking me off more than he should be.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now as well. But I have undone some of my other random yips. Like, for some reason, I couldn't first shot Diver down for like a week and just had no idea why. But
I have no idea why mine was so clean today, but it was.
yeah, sometimes you gotta clutch it out to win a tournament. Yeah.
And sometimes you just skip too easy to check locations and regret it until you find your go mode.
Yeah, I skipped Misery Mire like items on the basis of like it's basically a pen dungeon. I've already done 2 of those I didn't get anything from, so
Oh, you didn't get anything out of Mire.
yeah, just go mode.
Yeah, it was the worst kind of Godmire, really.
Yeah. Even gives you the key to going back in is slightly convenient or whatever. It's just, yeah. I don't know, the seed was pretty linear besides that. It was just kind of like, don't go back to Aga until you find the boots. You found the boots, go back, get your mitts, do some stuff.
Yeah, I found the boots because I was going to go Thieves Town, loop around to end at Bombos and check the desert area, then go do Aga. And because I found the boots, you'd think, oh, I should probably go do that now. No, I'm going to finish the loop first, and that was the good thing.
Yeah, I figured that was like one of my small outs was if you skip Bombos, but it's also just like fairly unlikely in that situation to not just go do it, because it's not really only time it's not going to get better. And since you have the flute at that point, it means that if you cut that off, you can just flute and do smith chain that way if that's what happens. So it's just like, yeah.
The float along that path just was like, okay, I'm gonna go and activate the flute, then go up Aga.
Yeah.
So, Lucian,
I don't.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I actually meant to say, armlx. I had a quick question for you. Since this is the final game for the 2022 mentor tournament, do you have any thoughts about the tournament as a whole?
I think it's generally great. It really good intro. I'm probably the wrong person to ask, because the thing I discovered over the first 6 weeks is that I am like very bad at talking and playing at the same time. But like, it's also I think a lot of the usefulness is just like building relationships, community, and talking to people like outside the actual 6 games that you play in the Swiss rounds, like learning a lot of stuff. I know that Jon Snow has basically been invaluable to, I mean, you, me, Pixie, a million other people in putting up, here's some VODs going through some common rooms, some like the optimized strats, but also just like the easy strats that are, accessible, but not that much worse. I know that's kind of the setup for like the 2 mimic rooms in GT Climb that I've been using is his. That's just kind of not quite the like slash buffer the mimics out kind of setup. That's I think speedrun optimal, but like it's basically good enough. Things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I was pretty sure that Jon Snow had spent a week mentoring myself and you, armlx, and you also, Pixie.
I
And
think a shorter list would be who Jon Snow didn't mentor at some point.
that is probably very true. He was quite the workhorse.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely the MVP mentor this go around.
Oh yeah. I still would not be touching Diver Down for the most part without him. And a couple other people that have shown off how to do that. So that definitely came in handy.
Yeah, also his current jump setup that is basically free.
Ah, yes, the kern jump, which I still have not actually used during a viable race. Or if I did,
Yeah.
it didn't quite work.
Yeah, it's useful to know like the exact timing on that, or well, vaguely, how fast can you press a button or whatever, but close enough.
I
But
gotta
yeah.
remember the time. I gotta talk to him about the timing on that again, because it hasn't come up since. So I kind of forgot it.
Yeah, I've like opted in probably almost on purpose to practice it in the middle of a couple races recently. So yeah. Yeah. Overall, really great way to kind of intro into the community. The other thing is like the Swiss weeks build really well into the higher commitment bracket stage, and like just well laid out. I mean I like everything except for standard assured swords. So yeah.
The assured, I had mentioned at the beginning that the assured swords can up the likelihood of an Aga seed.
Yeah, I just play standard assured sword, and I'm like, I want the boots. Can I get the casual boots in this? But no, I have to walk everywhere for half the seed.
That would have been funny. Do standard assured sword and the boots are just right there. That would have been funny.
I have the boots be on Uncle.
We're right there in Link's house.
I think I did a practice seed where they were in sync after no bombs in escape, and that was tough.
Oh, that's all the wounds.
Yeah, that's I usually
That's
have some 4-letter words when I see that.
That's a feels bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I am excited to yeah, I don't know, just play more of other stuff now and get out there and just keep improving over time. I've really enjoyed this. I've enjoyed diving into the Cross Keys tournament. Just a lot of good stuff going on right now.
Well, speaking of our runners playing other modes, make sure to give both armlx, ProfessorPixie a follow. Their information is in the chat. Also, make sure to give my co-com LucienGreeth a follow. Our tracker, oh my gosh,
Mikenekopi.
Mikenekopi Pie. Yes, thank you. He had told me how to pronounce it earlier, and I had forgotten. And our restreamer, Amarith. A big thank you to Amarith for getting so many of these races up and going. So people like Lucien and myself can sit here and crack jokes and chuckle.
And you all get to hear them crack jokes about us running the seats, so everybody wins. Especially Jack.
We were nothing but respectful the entire time. Completely reverent, no shenanigans, no hijinks, no tomfoolery.
No fun.
It's Rando. There are all of those things.
Rando is super serious business.
Yes, extremely serious.
Yes, nothing but hard-hitting analysis, numbers breakdowns, probability odds, pure business on the comments tonight.
Definitely not 2 glove on Agassides in the finals at all.
Right.
In a row, no less.
And we definitely didn't laugh at that.
I
think
saw
a break
that.
in the middle might have made it worse.
I saw that, and I had to think for a moment, did I load the right seed?
Yeah, you can see the double take on the VOD for me, and I had the same thought. I'm like, no, I got a sword before Uncle this time.
Yes.
Right.
No. I have a sword. I don't have the cane. I don't have the hammer. We're good.
Well, Lucien, do you have any last questions for our two runners?
No, I think that's everything I need to say.
And we'll throw it to armlx first. Any final thoughts you care to share about the seed or the mentor tournament?
No, just the overall good time, and glad that it is still going, and hopefully I can return next year to help mentor the next batch.
And Pixie, our 2022 Master Sword Bracket champion. Any final words before we send everyone off to the next big adventure?
I had a lot of fun with this, and I'm gonna take all of this to other modes and even some of it into some vanilla runs. So, more Link to the Past fun! Yay!
Well, like I said, on top of just the comms, tracker, racers, just big things. The mentor tournament staff. Like I said, Tim, Herfy, Dante, our mentor tournament admins, Amarith, Malmo, and Xylo, and our moderators, Adalor, John Snew, Trey Spire, Vexifer, and myself. It has been one heck of a time that we've had in this tournament. Oh, and Lumaga. I almost forgot Lumaga. And Mr. Aaron Snerd on the mod team. I almost... that would have been embarrassing. To all the commentators, to all the trackers, to all the racers, it has been an honor putting on the show for all of you this past couple months. And to all the mentors. That's about all I have to say.
All right. Well, I think with that, we're going to send everyone over to the AvianArt race happening, Hexadus versus GFE, and the Inverta Chrysomizer mode. I don't know what that is. Don't at me if it's bad.
It's an inverted ludicrous speed enemizer, full boss shuffle.
All right, well, that sounds like a riot. No, I'm sure it's great. Thank you, everyone, and have a fantastic night. GG's to both of our runners again.
GG, everyone.